Good morning, students. Live class for 10th science, chapter electricity. This is the new chapter, and this chapter is in your syllabus. ये chapter delete नहीं हुआ है syllabus से, तो आपको इसको अच्छे से करना है. कुछ chapters syllabus से delete हुए हैं, जो मैंने आपको बताया था. कंट्रोल कोऑर्डिनेशन, ह्यूमन आई, उसमें कुछ टॉपिक्स डिलीट हुए हैं. सो ये वाला टॉपिक सिलेबस में है और आपको अच्छे से पढ़ना है इसको. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. So what is electricity? You know the value of electricity. Electricity is so important in our lives. Its significance, without electricity, nothing is possible in today's world. So how electricity actually works? What is the science behind electricity? What are the different factors behind electricity? It's a very wide concept in your syllabus. There is some portion of this concept. In this chapter, you will study again and again about these three parameters: current, potential, and resistance. These are the most important factors, parameters in electricity. You must know what these actually are. So, current. What is current? Before current, you should know about charge. What is charge? Do you know about charge? Do you feel charge? You have studied in 9th class. Electron has charge, proton has charge. Neutron is neutral. Neutron has no charge. So charge is a physical property of a matter. Charge is a physical property of a matter due to which it experiences any force. Okay, due to charge, due to this property, it experiences a force. So you know about charge. Okay, electrons has charge, protons has charge. So electricity, as you can see, electric means it is generated from electrons. Okay, so basically electricity is produced by charges or electrons. So electricity is basically produced by electrons, and electrons has charges. Okay, what is current? Do you know about current? Everyone knows current, but can you define this? Can anyone define current? Current is the flow of. Current का मतलब क्या होता है? Current means flow. Current of river, current of water. Okay, similarly, current of charges means flow of charges is known as current. Flow of charges is current. In other words, you can define this charge, total charge flowing per unit time means per second इतना charge एक conductor में flow कर रहा है, that is current. We will study about it later. Potential or potential difference. You have to study their meaning first. Current you know very well. What is potential difference? What is the significance of potential difference? See, current will not flow if there is no potential difference. Current flows by potential difference. How? What is this difference? This is the difference of potential. It means it is the difference in charges. For example, you have studied osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is flow of molecules, solute particles from high concentration to low concentration. That is osmosis. Similarly, electrons also flow from high potential to low potential. आप सभी को बैटरी बनानी आती है. बैटरी कैसे बनाते हैं? This is battery. Alright, आपने स्टार्टिंग से पढ़ लिया बैटरी ऐसे बनाते हैं. You know that the bigger line is positive terminal and the shorter line is negative terminal. And you also should know that positive terminal is the terminal of high potential. Okay, and negative terminal is the terminal of low potential. Okay, so the current flows from positive to negative terminal. Direction of current. What is the direction of current? Direction of current is from positive to negative terminal of a circuit. It means from high potential to low potential. Okay. So potential difference is the difference in the potential. Okay. Like this is there are two tanks. You imagine there are two tanks of water and they have equal pressure, equal amount of water. If you put a pipe in between them, will the water flow? No, water will not flow because pressure on the same is same on both sides. But if amount of water is in one tank is more than the other, then obviously water will start flowing. In the similar way, current flows from high potential to low potential, and that is the importance of potential difference. ए सेल ए बैटरी जो एक सेल होती है छोटी उसमें पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस होता है उसी वजह से जो है दिस इज अ सेल ओके इट हैज सम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस कुछ ईएमएफ होता है इसका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस होता है कितना वोल्ट कितने वोल्ट की सेल है 2 वोल्ट की 4 वोल्ट की ऐसा लिखा होता है ना सेल पे कितने वोल्ट की सेल है दैट इज पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस एज सून एज यू अटैच दिस इन अ सर्किट जैसे ही आपने सर्किट में इसको अटैच किया एक बल्ब लगाया तभी क्या होगा दिस पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस will create a difference of potential and current will start flowing from positive to negative terminal. Okay, that is potential difference. What is resistance? What do you understand by resistance? Resistance means any obstruction. Okay. Resistance कोई चीज जो किसी चीज को रोके resistance. So resistance is the obstruction to flow of current. For example, this is a conductor. Simple wire, इसमें से current easily flow कर रहा है. But जैसे ही हमने एक resistance लगा दिया, that's how you make a resistance. Then the current flowing will be reduced. Current कम flow करेगा क्योंकि बीच में क्या आ गई है रुकावट आ गई जिसको हम कहते हैं resistance. Okay, resistance is the obstruction to flow of current. This is very basic. You should know about these three terms. Now we will start this chapter. So electricity starts from charges. Can you tell me, anyone, what is the charge of electron? What is the charge of electron? Please write down the charge on electrons. Okay, see, so subparticles, electrons, protons have some charges. Okay, so what charge is a physical property of a matter. What is current? Charge we denote by Q. All right, जब भी आप चार्ज का सिंबल लिखेंगे that is Q. और इलेक्ट्रॉन पर कितना चार्ज होता है किसी ने भी लिखा है 1.609 into 10 raised to power minus 9. और यूनिट क्या होती है चार्ज की कोलम COULOMB we denote it by C coulomb. So unit of charge is coulomb or C. All right, current total charge flowing through a conductor per unit time. Charge per unit time. It means मान लीजिए किसी करंट कंडक्टर में टोटल 20 कूलम चार्ज फ्लो कर रहा है बट व्हाट इज करंट इट मेजर्स करंट इन अ फिक्स टाइम पर सेकंड पर मिनट कितना करंट कितना चार्ज फ्लो कर रहा है फॉर एग्जांपल आई गिव यू अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम अ कंडक्टर 20 कूलम ऑफ चार्ज फ्लोज इन 1 minute. If 20 coulomb of charge flows in 1 minute, find the value of current. अपने जो आपने पेपर पेन लिया हुआ है उसमें करंट की वैल्यू निकालो. What is the value of current? Let's see सबसे पहले कौन आंसर देता है. What is the value of current? If 20 coulomb of charge flows in 1 minute, charge is 20 coulomb and time is 1 minute. So we always take SI units. Minute means 60 seconds, right? So this is 1/3. अब करंट की यूनिट क्या होगी? कैन एनीवन टेल मी व्हाट इज द यूनिट ऑफ करंट? यूनिट ऑफ करंट इज एम्पियर. व्हाट? एम्पियर. AMPERE, एम्पियर. दिस इज द यूनिट ऑफ करंट. अगर आपसे कोई बोले कि इसमें कितना करंट फ्लो कर रहा है, तो आप उसकी वैल्यू किसमें बताओगे? एम्पियर में, कि इसमें इतना एम्पियर करंट फ्लो कर रहा है. एम्पियर को आप किससे लिखते हो? A से. ठीक है, कॉलम को C से, एम्पियर को A से. ऑलराइट. So charge you understood, current you understood, charge per unit time, unit is ampere. Alright. एक और न्यूमेरिकल आप लिखिए. If current is 0.5 ampere, 0.5 एम्पियर, दिस इज करंट. ठीक है, 0.5 एम्पियर करंट फ्लोज फॉर 10 मिनट्स. किसी भी कंडक्टर में, किसी भी वायर में इतना करंट एक 10 मिनट्स में फ्लो कर रहा है. टेल मी द वैल्यू ऑफ चार्ज. यू हैव टू आंसर दिस राइट नाउ. अभी आंसर दीजिए. करंट की वैल्यू अगर 0.5 एम्पियर है और 10 मिनट्स तक फ्लो कर रहा है, तो चार्ज की वैल्यू क्या होगी? You find out from this formula and send me the answer. Okay. First assignment for today. 0.5 ampere for 10 minutes. What is the value of charge? So we can find charge by current into time. Charge is equal to current into time. We will get charge. Okay. So that was very simple. Now we proceed to a new thing, which is potential difference. Potential difference. Potential difference. How do we define potential difference? आपको इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस, इसका जनरल मीनिंग क्या है वो आपको पता चल चुका है. अब आप इसको डिफाइन कैसे करते हो? See, potential difference you define, you say like this is the work done. Work done. Work. Work is W. Potential difference is the work done for, इसके लिए वर्क किया हमने, for moving a charge. एक चार्ज है, मान लीजिए एक इलेक्ट्रॉन है. इस इलेक्ट्रॉन को आपने एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट तक ले जाने में जितना वर्क किया, दैट इज पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. व्हाट इज करंट? करंट इज फ्लो ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. सो एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट पे जाने तक एक इलेक्ट्रॉन जब मूव करता है तो जितना वर्क होता है, दैट इज पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. सो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इज द वर्क डन इन मूविंग अ चार्ज फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट टू अनदर. In mathematical expressions, you can say work done in moving unit charge. So unit आ गया, it means charge is denominator. Okay, work done in moving a unit charge from one point to another. Unit charge कितना होगा? 1 coulomb charge. Okay. So work done in moving a one coulomb charge, unit charge from one point to another is known as potential difference. All right. चार्ज को हम लिखते हैं Q से, यूनिट होती है कॉलम. करंट को हम लिखते हैं I से. किससे? I. करंट इज डिनोटेड बाय I for ice cream, I. करंट I. यूनिट है इसकी एम्पियर. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस we write by capital V. Capital V, and unit of potential difference is, what is the formula? Work done per unit charge. This is potential difference, and its unit is, unit of potential difference capital V is volt, और volt को हम लिखते हैं small v. The symbol of potential difference is capital V, but the unit of potential difference is small v, volt. All right. So write down in comment box what is potential difference. Potential difference is the work done in moving a charge from one point to another. That is potential difference. And what is its significance? Due to potential difference, current flows in a circuit. Okay, that was potential difference. On this formula, potential difference, I am giving you a question. You have to answer this. I hope you have noted down this. साथ साथ आप नोट करते रहिए तो ज्यादा सही है. Ashish Singh Sontial, focus on your class. Chatting करके नहीं आएगा आपको. The question that you have to answer. Find the value of potential difference. Find the value of potential difference. If work कितना 10 joule. If 10 joule of work is done to move a charge of 5 coulomb. What is the question? Find the value of potential difference if work is done equal to 10 joule for moving a 5 coulomb charge from one point to another. We have to simply put in this formula. V is work done upon charge. What is the value of work? Work is energy. Energy की unit joule होती है. 10. What is the value of charge? 5. So this is equal to 2 volt. Alright. So that's how you find potential difference from work done to and charge. So another question. Define 1 volt of potential difference. You know that unit of potential difference, capital V is volt, small v. Alright. So tell me, how will you define 1 volt? Question is, define 1 volt. How will you define? You have to simply use this formula. Work done upon charge. Potential difference 1 कब होगा? जब work done और charge दोनों 1 होंगे. Potential difference 1 कब होगा? जब numerator W and Q, numerator and denominator दोनों 1 होंगे. So 1 volt is the potential difference. You have to define exactly like the definition of potential difference. Potential difference को जैसे define करते हो वैसे ही 1 volt को define करते हो. 1 volt is the potential difference when 1 joule of work is done for moving a 1 coulomb charge from one point to another. Alright? 1 volt is equal to 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. You simply put the units in this formula. Potential difference volt, work done joule, charge coulomb. 1 volt is the potential difference when 1 joule of work is done from moving a 1 coulomb charge from one point to another. That's how you define 1 volt. You must write down this. What is 1 volt? 1 volt is equal to 1 joule of energy or massive work being used by 1 coulomb of charge where it flows between 2 points in the circuit. Right? As the right answer. All of you should write what is 1 volt. Another question I am giving you. You have to answer how much work is done. How much work is done in moving a. How much work is done in moving a 2 coulomb charge. 2 coulomb charge. How much work is done in moving a two coulomb charge across two points with potential difference, potential difference D से लिखते हैं 20 volt, moving two coulomb charge across 2 points with V equal to 20. Find the value of work. Mayank Joshi is right. Anyone else want to answer? Anmol Sahu is also right. You simply use the formula. What was potential difference? Potential difference was work done per unit charge. You have to find work. So basically, simply you work done is potential difference into charge. You have to simply multiply. Potential difference is 20 volt, charge is 2 volt. 20 into 2 and 40. And unit of work is, what is the unit of work? Work is energy. So energy is joule. 40 joule. When you write a symbol, you write only first letter J. So work done is 40 joule. Alright, so I hope you have understood this concept of potential difference. If I doubt, you can say. So you know now that how current actually flows in a circuit. For flowing of current, first of all, you know that current flows by charges, and charges flow by current, and current is produced when there is potential difference. And when all of these things are arranged in a circuit, first of all, the utmost condition for flowing of current is that the circuit should be closed. There should be no gaps. The key should be on. You know that very well. So when you draw an electric circuit, you must have electric cell or battery. So you know how to draw cell. This is one cell and this is two cell. So you can draw like this. This is a battery of 4 cells. If potential of one cell is 2 volt, then what is the potential difference of this volt battery? Because there are 4 cells, 2 into 4, 8 volt. So this is the potential difference of this battery that is created by this battery. Okay, ये बैटरी है, बैटरी में आपने वायर लगाए, ओके, जैसे ही आपने बल्ब को कनेक्ट किया और सर्किट को क्लोज किया, एक की लगाया, की आपको लगानी है. This is how you can draw a key, okay, or simply you can make a bracket. This circuit is open. अभी करंट फ्लो नहीं करेगा इसमें क्योंकि this circuit is open. Key is open. जैसे ही आप की को क्लोज करोगे, this circuit is complete and a potential difference is created across these two terminals. There is a potential difference of 8 volt between this terminal and this terminal. Due to this potential difference, current started flowing from high potential to low potential, from positive terminal to negative terminal. This is positive. So what will be the direction of current? Like this, positive to negative. So that's how we can produce a current. We can reproduce electricity through potential difference. You can draw electric circuit. You know the symbols of various parts of a circuit. In your book, there are various symbols. Like this is battery, you know. बैटरी का सिंबल आपको आता है, देखिए, this is battery, simply battery, okay. रेजिस्टेंस कैसे ड्रॉ करते हो आप? रेजिस्टेंस यू ड्रॉ बाय like this. This is resistance. This is battery. This is resistance. There are some instruments in the circuit which measure the value of current, which measure the value of potential difference. So what is the device that measures the value of current? कौन सा डिवाइस करंट की वैल्यू को बताता है? That is known as ammeter. Ammeter, and its symbol is closed A. What is the value? Which device measures potential difference? That is voltmeter. What is voltmeter? Voltmeter measures the potential difference because volt is the unit of potential difference. It is denoted by closed B. Okay, ammeter, voltmeter. Ammeter measures the value of current and voltmeter measures the value of potential voltage. ठीक है, voltage और potential difference is the same thing. Alright, key का diagram आपको बनाना आती है. Key को आप ऐसे, this is closed key and that is open key. You can draw simply a bulb. You can draw bulb like this, but bulb is basically a resistance. कोई भी device होता है, any device in circuit, either it is bulb or ammeter or voltmeter, कोई भी device आप circuit में लगाते हो, उसका resistance होता है. Okay, every device has a resistance. So bulb जो है वो भी that is a kind of resistance. There are more symbols. So that was your electric circuit. Now the actual chapter starts now because there are various important laws and theories in this chapter. Electricity. देखिए, there is a law, there is a basic rule by which current flows. वो rule क्या है? देखिए current कैसे flow करता है? Current flows by potential difference. So there is a law which is known as Ohm's law. Ohm's law. Okay. Ohm's was a person, a scientist, which gave Ohm's law. Okay. So what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law क्या कहता है? You know that potential difference creates current. So it elaborates this thing that if potential difference, you can say that the amount of current flowing in a circuit is directly proportional to potential difference. Current is I. Current को हम I से denote करते हैं, you know very well. Directly proportional to V. What is V? V is potential difference. This is directly proportional. इसका मतलब होता है अगर one thing on left hand side increases, other thing also increases. जो इफेक्ट V पर होगा वही I पर होगा. तो इसका मतलब सिंपली इतना सा है कि पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बढ़ेगा तो I भी बढ़ेगा. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस घटेगा तो I भी घटेगा in the same manner. The diagram is straight line. The diagram between the graph of voltage and potential difference is straight line. It means अगर आप V इंक्रीज कर रहे हो तो I भी उसी ट्रेंड में, उसी प्रोपोर्शन में इंक्रीज होगा. That is Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that the current flowing in a circuit is directly proportional to potential difference across its ends. Across its ends, provided एक condition होती है that the temperature of the conductor should remain same. जो कंडक्टर है, वायर है आपका, इसमें जो करंट फ्लो कर रहा है और जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस V है, so the temperature of this wire should remain same. So Ohm's law states that current flowing in a conductor is directly proportional to potential difference across its ends, provided that the temperature of this conductor remains same. Because अगर temperature change होगा तो इसका resistance भी change हो जाएगा, इसकी properties भी change हो जाएगी. So इस law को आगे आप कैसे लिखते हो? इसको आप ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, V is directly proportional to I. Now जब भी आप proportion का साइन हटाते हो तो एक कांस्टेंट आता है, उस कांस्टेंट को हम लिखते हैं इधर R. These are इज रेजिस्टेंस, और रेजिस्टेंस की शुरुआत होती है यहां से, Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. This is the mathematical expression for Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So potential difference is equal to current into resistance. This is Ohm's law. You can note it down. V is equal to IR. So I am giving you a question on this. If you know V, sorry, if you know I and if you know R, अगर आपको I की वैल्यू पता है और R की वैल्यू पता है, you can find out V. All right. For example, if it is given that 10 ampere of current flows through a resistance of 5 ohm. Unit of resistance is OHM. जो Ohm's law है वही वाला ओम रेजिस्टेंस की यूनिट भी होती है, OHM. और इसको हम ड्रॉ कैसे करते हैं, ऐसे देखिए, दिस इज एक्सप्रेशन फॉर ओम. सो 5 ohm is the unit of resistance. So what will be the potential difference? 50 watt. All right, simple. In another way, if it is given that find the value of current if potential difference is something and R की value दे रखी है. If potential difference is 10 volt and resistance is 2 ohm, then the value of current is 5 ampere. Right? What will be the value of current if V is 10 volt and R is 2 ohm? This is 5 ampere of current. All right. Write down a numerical on this. Write down. Find the value of current flowing through an electric bulb. Value of current through a bulb. With resistance. बल्ब आपको बताया था मैंने, बल्ब इज अ डिवाइस. सो किसी भी डिवाइस का रेजिस्टेंस भी होता है. तो बल्ब का रेजिस्टेंस कितना दिया हुआ है, बल्ब विद रेजिस्टेंस 5 ohm. 5 ohm is the resistance. Okay, and potential difference is given, and potential difference across its terminals is 220 volt. I write down its answer. Assignment 2. Current, find the value of current through a bulb with resistance 5 ohm and potential difference 220 volt. This is bulb is connected to 220 volt battery. Simply एक बल्ब है जो कि 220 वोल्ट की बैटरी से कनेक्टेड है और इस बल्ब का रेजिस्टेंस 5 ohm है. So this is asking that what will be the value of current flowing through this bulb. Write down answer. Answer is इसका Mayank Joshi 44, Faizan Nasir 44. Why only 2 students are answering? Answer is right. Both of you are right. Current will be from this formula, Ohm's law, V by R. V by R. V की वैल्यू 220 है और R की वैल्यू 5 ohm है. What will be the value? 44 ampere. Do not forget to write the units. Unit of current is ampere. 44 amperes. So that's how you can solve any problem related to Ohm's law. You can solve by Ohm's law. ठीक है, अगर करंट इतना फ्लो कर रहा है और रेजिस्टेंस इतना है, what will be the potential difference? In any way, you have to use this formula. Okay. If any doubt, you can ask. Now, one important question. जैसे कि मैंने आपको अभी पूछा था कि 1 वोल्ट क्या होता है, 1 वोल्ट मैंने पूछा था, जिसका आंसर आपने कुछ ने बताया था। अब आप बताइए 1 ओम क्या होता है। डिफाइन 1 ओम। डिफाइन 1 ओम। किसी भी यूनिट को डिफाइन करते टाइम आपको फॉर्मूले में जो अदर पैरामीटर्स हैं उसकी यूनिट भी लिखनी होती है। सो बेसिकली पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए ओम किसकी यूनिट है, रेजिस्टेंस की। सो रेजिस्टेंस का फॉर्मूला यू फाइंड आउट बाय दिस, R is equal to V upon I. Okay. Now, ohm is unit of R. ठीक है। So 1 ohm is equal to 1 ohm रेजिस्टेंस कब होगा, जब वोल्टेज भी 1 ohm होगी, सॉरी 1 वोल्ट होगी और करंट भी 1 एम्पियर होगा। 1 volt upon 1 ampere is 1 ohm. Now define 1 ohm. Define 1 ohm. Anyone? 1 ohm is the resistance when 1 volt of potential difference. Okay. When there is 1 volt of potential difference and 1 ampere of current flows. और अच्छे से आप कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? 1 ohm is the resistance of a conductor when there is a potential difference of 1 volt across its ends and current flowing is 1 ampere. ठीक है? That's how we define 1 ohm. 1 ohm is the resistance. If any doubt, you can ask. So, nobody has written what is 1 ohm. 1 ohm is the potential difference when, sorry, 1 ohm is the resistance when potential difference is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere. Simple. In a circuit, in a conductor. Okay, so from Ohm's law, आपको एक बहुत important चीज मिली, that is resistance. Resistance, which is denoted by R and its unit is ohm, and it is denoted by this symbol, resistance. Okay, very important parameter for electricity. Resistance is the obstruction to flow of current. Resistance. You know what is resistance and you know its mathematical expression too. But do you know that which are the factors which affect resistance? जो रेजिस्टेंस होता है किसी भी कंडक्टर का, किसी भी डिवाइस का, वो किन फैक्टर्स पर डिपेंड करता है। फॉर एग्जांपल, एक मैंने कंडक्टर लिया 1 मीटर का, एक मैंने कंडक्टर लिया 2 मीटर का, क्या दोनों का रेजिस्टेंस सेम होगा या अलग अलग होगा? एक ये चीज। या फिर एक मैंने रेजिस्टेंस वायर लिया, एक वायर लिया जिसका जो क्रॉस सेक्शन है, इमेजिन दिस चौक इज अ वायर, तो क्रॉस सेक्शन क्या होता है इसका, इस सर्कल वाला एरिया, एक का क्रॉस सेक्शन है, दिस इज वायर, राइट, और जो क्रॉस सेक्शन जो है, ये मोटाई जो इसकी है, मोटाई जो है वो है इसकी 1 मीटर, और दूसरे की है, दूसरा थोड़ा और मोटा वायर है, ठीक है, 2 मीटर। इन दोनों का रेजिस्टेंस सेम होगा या अलग अलग? So there are various factors on which resistance of a conductor depends. So दो तो आपको पता चल ही गए, length of the conductor and area of cross section of the conductor. So resistance depends on length and resistance also depends on area, but this is inversely proportional. And what do you understand by inversely proportional? इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल मींस अगर एरिया किसी कंडक्टर का ज्यादा होगा तो उसका रेजिस्टेंस कम होगा और एरिया कम होगा तो उसका रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा होगा. बट लेंथ के केस में इट इज डायरेक्ट, लेंथ ज्यादा तो रेजिस्टेंस. ठीक है. सो अगर हम इन दोनों को एक साथ अटैच करते हैं, R is L and R is L. What is this sign? This is proportional sign. तो इन दोनों को एक साथ कीजिए और जब भी आप proportional sign को हटाते हैं क्या आता है? कांस्टेंट आता है. और इस केस में नया कांस्टेंट आ रहा है जिसको हम कहते हैं रो. RHO, रो. रो L by A. This is the final formula. Resistance is equal to rho L by A. This is the very important formula for resistance. R is equal to rho L by A. ये वाला. ठीक है. What you can see, you know that length, area. What is this factor? This is known as, this is resistance and this symbol is resistivity. Resistance is equal to resistivity. Resistivity multiply by length upon area. Length upon area. Okay. Resistance is equal to resistivity multiply by length into area. कुछ लोग काफी लेट आए हैं, मिस कर चुके हैं इस वीडियो को, आप बैकवर्ड्स करके देख लेना. So resistance is equal to resistivity into length upon area, and resistivity is a constant जो कि आप आगे पढ़ोगे. So factors on which resistance depends. Resistance depends on length, area, and nature of the conductor. मतलब जो वायर है वो कॉपर का है, सिल्वर का है, किस मटेरियल का है, किस नेचर का है. कॉपर वायर का रेजिस्टेंस अलग होगा, एल्यूमिनियम वायर का रेजिस्टेंस अलग होगा, सिल्वर वायर का रेजिस्टेंस अलग होगा. तो दैट मींस नेचर. फोर्थ चीज होती है टेम्परेचर. टेम्परेचर, अगर आप टेम्परेचर वेरी करोगे तो रेजिस्टेंस भी वेरी करेगा. On these four factors, resistance of a conductor device depends. All right. Now I am asking you some questions. You have to answer them. Based on this formula, I am asking you some questions. Question is, listen carefully. The length of a wire is doubled. The length of a wire is doubled. What will be the new resistance? Or what will be the change in resistance? या फिर ये क्वेश्चन ऐसे सुनिए. Resistance of a wire is 10 ohm. Resistance जो है 10 ohm. If length of this wire is doubled, what will be the new resistance? नया रेजिस्टेंस क्या होगा? You know that जितना L बढ़ेगा उतना ही R बढ़ेगा. So L डबल होगी तो R भी डबल होगी. So new resistance will be 20 ohm. अगर इस क्वेश्चन को मैं ऐसे पूछ लूं कि अगर एरिया डबल कर दें तो रेजिस्टेंस पर क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? If area of cross section is doubled, if area of cross section is doubled, what will be the new resistance? पहले 10 है और आपने वायर की जो मोटाई है, जो एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन है, उसको भी डबल कर दिया आपने, तो नया रेजिस्टेंस क्या होगा? रेजिस्टेंस डबल होगा? नहीं तो, क्योंकि इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है। आप देख सकते हो अगर यहाँ पे एरिया में आगे 2 लगा दूं तो रेजिस्टेंस हाफ हो रहा है, सो नया रेजिस्टेंस विल बी 5 ओम। ओके, बिकॉज एरिया नीचे है, रेजिस्टेंस ऊपर है। इफ एरिया इज डबल, रेजिस्टेंस विल बी, यू कैन सी, हाफ। ओके, so that's how it depends on some factors. Now I am asking you a proper question, write it down, and this is your third assignment for today. You must do this question, write it down. Question is, I should rub this. Question is, resistance of a wire 0.03 meter in diameter. The distance of a wire, you can say centimeter, not meter. Meter तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. 0.3 centimeter in diameter is 20 ohm. 20 ohm. Okay. Length of the wire is meter. Length of the wire is 1 meter. Find resistivity. What will be the value of resistivity? R is resistance. Resistance of a wire 0.3 centimeter in diameter is 20 ohm. आपको यूनिट से ही पता चल जाना चाहिए रेजिस्टेंस है. Length is 1 meter. Resistivity. This is a bit numerical. You have to solve this. You can solve this later by this formula. R is equal to rho L by A. Resistivity क्या है? Resistivity है rho RHO. कैसे ड्रॉ करना है? P की तरह ऐसे. This is resistivity. R is equal to rho L by A. What will be the value of rho? Rho will stay there and rho will be R A by L. Okay, when you interchange, when you find out value of rho, it will be formula comes out R A by L. From this formula, you have to find out resistivity. You have to simply put the values. R is equal to 20 ohm, SI units. Area is equal to diameter दिया हुआ है. Diameter से area कैसे निकालते हो? Cross section is a circle. जो cross section होता है वायर का, वो एक सर्कल होता है. This is wire और इसका क्रॉस सेक्शन एक सर्कल है. तो डायमीटर, अगर आपको सर्कल का डायमीटर पता है तो आप एरिया निकाल सकते हो, बिकॉज सर्कल का एरिया क्या होता है? पाई आर स्क्वायर. तो रेडियस दी हुई है, आप एरिया निकाल लेना पाई आर स्क्वायर. ठीक है. यू हैव टू पुट वैल्यू ऑफ ए एंड लेंथ इज 1 मीटर. यू हैव टू सिंपली पुट 1 हियर. You also must notice that this is centimeter, so आपको इसको मीटर में भी कन्वर्ट करना होगा, because you always solve problems with SI units. It is very simple question. You have to simply put values. Okay, find out value of resistivity. This is the first question. Second question for today is, this is the last question, last section of this class. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये है, सेकंड आप लिखिए, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है। रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ अ वायर is 25 ohms. 25 ohms. Okay. If the wire is doubled, in length, or you can write, देखिए इस क्वेश्चन के 3 पार्ट्स हैं. फर्स्ट पार्ट इज न्यू रेजिस्टेंस, R dash is new resistance. Value of R dash when length is doubled. Second part है value of R dash new resistance when area is doubled. Okay. एंड थर्ड पार्ट है जो कि मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट है, व्हेन वायर इज स्ट्रेच्ड, वायर को जब हम खींचते हैं, व्हेन वायर इज स्ट्रेच्ड ऑन इटसेल्फ, आर डैश व्हेन वायर इज स्ट्रेच्ड डबल, व्हेन वायर इज स्ट्रेच्ड डबल on itself. ठीक है, सो इस क्वेश्चन में 3 पार्ट्स हैं जो कि आपको आंसर लिखना है। कैसे करोगे इस क्वेश्चन को? रेजिस्टेंस 25 ओम्स है, आपको पता है रेजिस्टेंस डिपेंड्स ऑन लेंथ एंड एरिया आल्सो, ठीक है। सो लेंथ डबल होगी तो रेजिस्टेंस की नई वैल्यू क्या होगी, बिकॉज़ लेंथ डबल होती है तो रेजिस्टेंस भी डबल हो जाता है। सो बाय फार्मूला यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट, एरिया डबल होता है तो क्या होता है, रेजिस्टेंस आधा हो जाता है, तो रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू आप निकालोगे। जो ये थर्ड पार्ट है, वायर इज स्ट्रेच, किसी भी वायर को आप स्ट्रेच करोगे ना, या फिर इसकी लेंथ को इंक्रीज करोगे ऑन इटसेल्फ, यू कैन से व्हेन वायर इज लेंथ इज डबल्ड ऑन इटसेल्फ, इसका मतलब होता है कि आपके पास एक वायर है और उस वायर को आपने खींचकर बड़ा कर दिया, तो जब भी आप वायर को खींचोगे तो लेंथ तो डबल होगी उसकी, लेकिन उसकी जो मोटाई है वो कम हो जाएगी, है ना। आपके पास एक रबर बैंड है, जब आप उसको खींचते हो वो लंबा हो जाता है, लेकिन उसकी जो मोटाई होती है वो कम हो जाती है। सिमिलरली इस केस में लेंथ को आप डबल लोगे, लेकिन अगर लेंथ डबल होगी तो एरिया जो है वो हाफ हो जाएगा। सो थर्ड केस में दिस क्वेश्चन सेज दैट लेंथ इज डबल्ड बट एरिया इज हाफ, ठीक है, लेंथ डबल हो रही है, एरिया हाफ हो रहा है, तब नया रेजिस्टेंस क्या होगा, दैट यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट। दिस इज योर असाइनमेंट फॉर टुडे, यू हैव टू सेंड मी टुडे, राइट डाउन इन योर पेपर, और असाइनमेंट मुझे भेजना इसको, आई विल सॉल्व देम टुमारो इन टुमारो क्लास, ओके। नाउ यू कैन लीव and do your assignment.